Hey everybody, welcome to Mornings with Loretta and the Loretta McNary Show. Of course, you can all say it with me. I'm super excited about my show and my guest today, Dr. Uma Naidoo. Naidoo, she's going to share some insight from her latest book, which I have a copy of, and I feel much smarter and healthier just for having the book in my home. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm telling you. So, did you know that the foods you choose this holiday season have the power to promote a joyous and stress-free season? Or the opposite. So joining us now is Dr. Uma. She's going to give us a lot of tips and tricks and so much information to help us choose the right foods this holiday season so we can be happy and joyful. Hi there, Dr. Uma. How are you?
Hi, Loretta. It's great to meet you and see you.
See, you said Loretta. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I have a lot of questions, as you can imagine, because this is changing my holiday menu for good, and for a good reason. So, what foods actually can help us reduce stress? Because I think it's chocolate cake, it's pecan pie, it's potato chips, and pizza. But that is by far the wrong choices if you're talking about being stress free and joyful. So, you help us, please.
Correct. Exactly. So we'll get to the chocolate cake in a second, but I want you to think colors of food and I want you to think whole foods. What I mean by that is these are actual blueberries I have here, right? But let's go through what I'd like to help people with because the holidays are stressful for all of us, but we want to enjoy them. We want to get some joy out of this time. So think of the word CALMS, calms, and let's break it down. The C includes citrus fruit, the oranges, your lemons, your limes, your clementines, those things that you enjoy, because you get vitamin C from that. But C is also for extra dark natural chocolate, not the candy bar, unfortunately, but the extra dark chocolate is actually great for your brain and also helps you keep a calm mind. The other C is for chickpeas. So chickpeas, just get a canned organic brand, rinse it out and use it. If you can make it from scratch, that's great, but not everyone has the time to do that, let's face it. And then we go to A. So A can be anthocyanins from blueberries. So that beautiful color that gives blueberries, this hue, is anthocyanins, great antioxidant, anti-inflammatory for your gut and for your brain. And then this little cute little box here is ashwagandha, because ashwagandha has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for a long time, but it's very bitter tasting. It's much better as a supplement. This is a powder, but you can also get it as a pill form. It has a lot of good evidence to help calm the mind. L is for liquid. I want you to not forget about your water. Just carry your sustainable water bottle, be sipping, but also there are different teas, like passion flower tea is one that helps your mood. I always say, drink the blues to beat the blues. This is a beautiful blue tea, but it also helps you keep calm and hydrated.
Yeah.
Then we go to M. M is for more omegas and magnesium. A lot of Americans don't consume or have enough magnesium. You can get magnesium from different types of food, including things like avocados, but you can also get more omegas from things like, salmon, fatty fish, and other types of fish. You've heard about omegas before, but if you
Yeah.
can't get the fresh salmon, just get the can. That works for a lot of people too. So that's I want you to sort of add these in now. Omegas you can also get from flax seeds and hemp seeds and things like that. You can, build up your brain resources that way. The S, Loretta, I think you're going to love this, are the spices and herbs, right? The things that we add to all of our dishes. Here I have, turmeric, I have chili powder, but there's lovely black pepper that you always want to add in with your turmeric. I have some fresh oregano right here. And then, the parsley, the thyme, I have my Thai spice right behind me. The parsley, the thyme, all those delicious seasonings we use over Thanksgiving are great because either the fresh herb or the dried spice, these have nutrients that are great for your gut and great for your brain. So I want you to add those in whenever you can. Spices and herbs.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to, I do have the C for calm, CALMS. I know the
Right.
C is color, right? Make sure
Color,
that,
vitamin C. Yes,
yeah.
color, vitamin C. Exactly. Chickpeas, chocolate.
Oh, chickpeas. See,
Chickpeas and chocolate.
I gotta do better with the chickpea area.
Right. Hummus is made from chickpeas, right? So if you've ever eaten that in a restaurant,
Yeah.
That's a great way to use hummus. It's just a great, a lot of Americans don't eat enough fiber. In fact, very few of us have enough fiber in our diet. But things like chickpeas, legumes, beans, nuts and seeds, and actually vegetables and fruit have fiber that our body needs. And fiber is filling and satiating and actually fends off those
Yes.
cravings for, that extra piece of chocolate cake.
It's gonna balance it out some kind of way. I
Right.
promise I'm gonna make it work. But you said this word for the A's, the ashwagandha. I bought some of
Ashwagandha,
those.
ashwagandha, right. So
Ash, ash,
ashwagandha is now more often used as a supplement, but Ayurvedic medicine has used it for different things over time for healing. And it has a lot of good evidence to help calm and to help anxiety. So I like
mhm.
people to remember it. I tasted it as a child, it was very bitter. So I always say to people, just have a supplement or find it that way because, when you try these out, just speak to your doctor, make sure they know what you're taking along with any prescription medications. But it's worth trying if have a lot of stress over the holidays.
And I want people to understand, you know exactly what you're talking about when you talk about stress and mental health, because you're also, and I don't know how you married the two, because I've not heard of a nutritional psychiatrist, but you are a board certified psychiatrist
Yes.
and a
Hmm.
nutritional specialist, and you
That's right.
married the two that I haven't seen infused together. What was your motivation? How did you go down this path that it makes perfect sense now that I hear it though?
Thank you, Loretta. So, as a child, I grew up around my grandmother during the day because my mom was at medical school studying. And so I'd hang out with my grandmother and I watched her cook, fresh vegetables, helped her pick vegetables from the garden, watched us use spices and cook delicious meals. And I think nutrition was just something I felt and grew up with that was really important. But also, we would eat actual food. We would eat whole foods, vegetables, different proteins, whatever it might have been. And they'd sit down together with me, my grandparents, and we'd eat lunch. So I think that, it was so important that I carry that forward. When I come to medical school and to training in psychiatry, there was a huge gap. We're prescribing these really heavy hitting medications, not to say they're not important. I still prescribe medications, they're life saving for many people, but they're not for everyone, and not
Right.
everyone needs a high dose. And here's where there's a subtlety and a nuance. Food can always be helpful. We eat several meals a day. Why not use the power of food, the power of medicine to help us heal the brain and feel emotionally better? So when I recognized that we were prescribing medications and only sort of talking to people about side effects, which you need to do, but no one was saying, well, what are you eating for lunch today? Like, how are you thinking about, can you exercise a little bit more in case this medication has side effects? Can you do something a little bit different in your lifestyle? And that was a real gap that is now burgeoned into aspects of lifestyle medicine. We talk about metabolism, mental health. We talk about lifestyle factors like your sleep is so important, your hydration is so important, all of these
Mhm.
things. But essentially, Loretta, I had just grown up around healthy eating and delicious whole food. And I just found that, um, sort of eating only processed and ultra processed foods was not going to be helpful. And the evidence has stacked up against those foods for our mental health, especially, as well as our physical health. So it's not that you shouldn't ever eat them. I'm just saying don't
Yeah.
make that the focus of what you do.
Yeah. And I get that these foods are stress free, because when I do indulge in like my ice cream cone or a slice of chocolate cake, I'm stressed because I ate it, right? I feel guilty for having eaten it. So I'm
Right.
not really, so that's adding more stress, right? And then those calories are coming, and all that sugar is not good, not only for your blood sugar, but it's not good for your high blood pressure. I just
It,
realized or was told that eating
yeah.
a lot of sugar could cause your blood pressure to go up. I thought it was just salt.
It just exactly. So all of these things in metabolism, there's so many different things that impact our blood sugar, our metabolism, things like diabetes, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, cardiac disease, but also our mental well-being. And you're right, what I'm going to suggest to people is if you have that piece of pie, that slice of cake, enjoy it and move on, because The next meal, you can have that healthy salad. Don't forget, your simple thing like leafy greens, romaine, and other types of
Yeah.
lettuces, rich in a nutrient called folate, which is great for your brain. Low folate was associated with low mood. So every time that you eat a salad, throw in a ton of leafy greens because that's a great way to get that nutrient as well as the fiber and vitamins. Because, I want people to be able to enjoy the holidays, but realize if the rest of the time you're hydrating well with water, you're eating these healthy foods, you can have that piece of pie, a piece of cake.
Right, right.
Don't
Because
feel
you're
bad.
going
Just
to do
move
it.
on. Just move
Yeah.
on to the next healthy meal, but enjoy
You are
that because it's important.
You're so amazing. I hope you will come back. Tell us where we can go for more information. And I definitely want them to get a copy of your book. I definitely have my
Thank you.
copy and I've started to read it. And I'm telling you, just because I have that book, I'm more conscious of my food choices. So your book is called Calm Your Mind with Food, a revolutionary guide to controlling your anxiety. So how can we find the book and where do we go
Thank
for more?
you. You can get it on Amazon or your local bookseller. You can go to my website, umanaidoomd.com, and you'll find it under the tab for books, and it'll take you direct to a link where you can buy it from different sites. Also, follow me on social media at DRUMANAIDOO and get my newsletter, which is free, and I write about different foods weekly. Follow me there for more information if this stuff is something you like. And check out the
Thank you.
book. There's an anti-anxiety shopping list. There's a protocol to help you through. And we want to have fun these holidays, and as a way to do it with less stress.
Yeah, less stress and more healthier, right? Not coming out of there being less healthy. Thank you so much, Dr. Uma. Naidoo. Say it again because I love how you say your name.
Naidoo.
Naidoo. Thank you. I hope you'll be our guest again and happy
I would be
holidays.
happy to come back. Happy holidays. Take good
All
care.
right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. So she has to go, but let me tell you, please get her book and read it at your own pace so you can really understand and grasp what she's really saying about foods. And remember, it's an acronym for CALMS. Choose colorful foods, choose foods that are high in antioxidants, and make sure you are just going through the whole CALMS. I know a lot, and I will say it again. I'm going to put it in the comments, but that really helped me. I hope it helped you too. And we'll see you in the next segment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Mornings with Loretta.